So, hey there, listener. This is Do You Want to Make a Podcast?
Yes, that is the name of the show. We just have a couple bullet points that we need to hit before we start. 1, there's a fireplace. It's fake. I've ruined everything. Wait, should we start over?
Take 2. Hello, listener. You are listening to, because you're a listener. Take 3. This is...
Wait, we should establish what we want to talk about. What are the bullet points we need to hit here?
I got it. Okay, so we tell them that the show is called Do You Want to Make a Podcast? It is a fireside chat between two best friends who are on the hunt to create the perfect podcast. They have a lot of ideas, and they can't decide what they want to talk about.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
That's it.
That's the synopsis. Then we'll plug the social media.
Do social media?
Yeah. So we'll tell them to follow us at Do You Want to Pod, all spelled out. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also email us at Do You Want to Make a Podcast at gmail.com.
That's it.
That works for me.
Wait, I think we just did it.
We did it. That was my plan all along.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Bye.
Except hello, because now the show's starting.
Yes, it is.
You're right.
Yep. Oh, wait. Can you just say that one more time?
What? Oh, when we...
No. When you said that I was right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're right sometimes.
That's not what you said. You just said you're right.
Yeah, so sometimes you are. You wanted that validation.
That's the most I'm going to get from Jim on record.
So I gave it to you.
I just wanted definitively you're right. And then you added sometimes.
Yeah. No one's right all the time. I don't understand the question, and I won't respond to it. Good day to you, sir.
Good day, good sir.
I said good day.
I said good day. Oh, Gene Wilder, R.I.P.
Yeah, he's dead.
I cried so hard when he passed. Okay, so I was subletting in Washington Heights at the time. So you got to imagine a very small living space shared with people, but I happened to be alone by myself. I must have seen it on my computer or something. And I just sat on my couch and I bawled like a baby while also singing Pure Imagination at the same time. It was just I did not expect that. But I was laughing that I was singing it and crying at the same time. It was a lot of emotions.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway.
Thank you for
sharing. Good day,
sharing.
good sir.
Thank you for sharing.
I said good day. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Enough.
Okay.
Good enough.
That's good.
Good enough is good enough. That's what the kids say. By the kids, I mean me. I say it.
That's good.
I'm a kid at heart.
It's good enough. Hey, Jim Bloss.
Yes, hello.
Would you like to make a podcast?
Why, yes, Joe Godley, I would. There, I said your name. Great, we did it.
We did it. We're doing it right now.
I do have to tell you one thing that's on my mind. I just went out to eat.
Yep.
With the fam. We went to a nice local restaurant. And I got a little personal pizza for me. Mm-hmm. Because I like that. And this pizza slightly burned the roof of my mouth. So I'm just feeling a little bit betrayed right now by pizza. That it would choose to hurt me in this way.
That's how that works. Also, Jim, as someone who I would consider a very experienced... I am experienced at eating pizza as well, but I sort of accept the fact that I'm going to get burned all the time on the roof of my mouth. What I'm hearing from you is that this does not happen to you very often.
No, it does happen to me, semi-regularly. But it still creates a new, fresh wound every time.
Yeah.
Just because, you want to trust and you want to be there for pizza the way that pizza is there for you.
For me.
And then you are there for the pizza the way that you think that pizza is there for you. And then the pizza's like, no.
Right.
I hate you. You should die and eat and and burn.
And I burn your mouth. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. So, the pizza, it has betrayed me, but I will find a way to forgive it. And that pizza is, it's dead and gone because I ate it.
Yeah. I mean, it may have burned you, but you won out in the end.
Yes,
'Cause you're still here.
Yes. So I just wanted to let out that.
Yeah, you got to process.
Yeah,
what just
I had
happened.
to process my betrayal.
What I also usually when it happens to me, I don't know that I'm burned until it's too late. Because I'm like, oh, that's a little tingly, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then I'll finish eating and be like, oh no.
No, yeah, that's what happened. This time I was like, oh, this is hot, but it's fine. You want it to be hot,
yeah,
right?
Duh.
And then I finished eating that bite, and I was like, damn it. Now it's not going to taste as good because I did the burning.
Yeah.
Unlike the first bite. And, you don't burn your mouth at the end of the meal. You always burn it at the beginning, and then it makes everything else a less pleasurable experience.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that sucks.
I'm sorry you're hurting, my friend.
It's okay. What are you thinking about?
So this is a thought I have periodically throughout my existence. And I just want to let me start off by saying this just might be complete ignorance, and I hope that there's a logical explanation for something that just baffles me.
Go on.
Okay. So where Braille signs are placed in public spaces.
Okay.
Let me continue. Because I'm sure for legal reasons there need to be signs in Braille. And yes, I want blind people to be able to read signs too. But my question is, how the hell do they know where those signs are in the first place? I see oh yeah, that's a Braille sign. And at first I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that it exists. But secondly, I'm like, no one's going to be able to find this in the first place. So I'm wondering if they should have scented pads attached to Braille signs to because if you're blind, you're not going to know where to look for that sign in Braille. If you're just aimlessly wandering about. And this is where I got to cop some I'm ignorant to this, so maybe they're placed in a way that is easy to find for blind people. But I can't imagine that they're easy to find.
Well, I mean, if I had to guess, I would guess that they're placed in a standardized. But I don't know if that's true.
But how it really hits me, Jim, I'm grabbing your shoulder because I just can't get over this, is when I'm in a place that I've been 100 times with my full vision, with sight, and then I just noticed the Braille sign yesterday. I'm like, well, if it took me all this time with my sight to find this sign in Braille, how's a blind person going to find it?
But I mean, you don't need it, so you aren't necessarily looking for it.
But it's like shooting, and it's literally a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
I want it to be easy for people to get around. And I think that maybe I don't know, maybe a little speaker on the sign that goes, hey over here. Hey, I'm a sign.
Yeah.
I don't think a sign, which is in and of itself a visual thing, just stuck up on the wall is enough. Just don't think it's enough. But I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Shall we list?
Sure. Here, have this thing.
Your list, sir.
Thank you. I don't even remember what I said. Oh, yeah?
I'm not going to... This is a podcast called Set Fire to My Brain.
Yes.
Watch it burn. So, Set Fire to My Brain. This is a show about people at the end of their day. And they are tired from work.
Okay.
And they're just ready to set their brains aflame.
Okay.
So you ever just come home after a long day and you take your brain out of your head and you put it in a jar and you're like, I'm done for today.
Yeah.
But that's not enough.
Yeah.
No, you want to really unplug. So you grab some lighter fluid and you put it in a glass jar so that nothing else will catch a flame.
Yeah.
And you just torch that bad boy or girl.
Yeah. Now, of course, you first replicate your brain so that way no damage is done to your original brain.
Yeah, you save it on like a hard drive or something.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. You put it in your little cloning chamber.
Yeah,
thing.
and like also it'll just grow back the next day, so it's not like
any
huge loss, but you take every precaution.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta. I mean, yeah, I get that. There are days when I wake up and I'm already like, oh man, my brain. Oh. I'm gonna need to set fire to it tonight.
Yeah, you just gotta cleanse sometimes.
Yeah,
like some people do juice cleanses.
Yeah,
other people set their brains on fire.
Some people set their brains alight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So now, how does this become a podcast?
Well, we could. I'm always like, I always love the idea of taking callers, or we could just. We could show up and like do like a sports commentary.
Okay. So we are going to show up at people's houses. Now, Have these people volunteered to set their brain aflame?
I think it would be less fun if they volunteered, so I'm going to say no. We just show up.
And we say, today you're going to set your brain on fire?
Yeah. I mean, we can work the verbiage, but yeah, something to that effect.
Do like their friends nominate them?
Yeah, probably like a hidden camera thing.
So like we are setting fire to the most deserving brains.
Yes, it's almost like their friends have had it's like you know, like those shows where they volunteer their friends to get a new wardrobe, and it's like they get, you know, styled. This is people being like my homie works far too hard.
Right, and they need to set their brains on fire because they don't
take a vacation. They don't.
Right.
They don't leave their work at work.
So when we set their brains on fire, we are releasing them from
the rut of their life, from the hamster wheel that they're on. This also happens in the Bahamas, so like they get a vacation at the same time. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. So now what I'm hearing and thinking of is basically this is an extreme makeover, home edition, brain edition.
Yes. That's correct.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get submissions from people, and they're going to be like, I need you to set fire to the brain of my friend Enrique. Mm-hmm. And Enrique, he's been working so hard at work and taking care of his 4 kids and loving his wife so much that, but he doesn't know how to make time for himself.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to show up. Ty Pennington's going to be there, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to be there, and we're going to be on a bus, and we're going to get out of the bus, right? Mm-hmm. And Ty Pennington's going to have his bullhorn, and he's going to be like, good morning, Enrique. And they're going to come out of the house, and we're going to be like, congratulations, we're going to set fire to your brain. And then
we have to immediately tie him down because he's going to want to escape.
Okay.
You know? But his family's in on it. So the family's like they help tie him down.
Okay.
Ty Pennington ties him down.
Okay. And then we take him to the Bahamas, right?
Yes.
And we remove his brain, obviously. Mm-hmm. And we set fire to it.
Yeah.
But before we did that, we made a new brain. Mm-hmm. In which we make one where, you know, he's still a great guy that works hard and takes care of his family and loves his wife, but he also knows how to take care of himself.
We just add a little chill. Just add a little chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what charring the brain does, basically.
Yes. It makes way for a new brain.
Okay.
I sense a little hesitation, Jim. Do you see any problems with this?
Well, when you talk about tying people down, I get a little uncomfortable.
All right. So maybe like, I could just teleport them. I could just teleport them to the Bahamas. Yeah.
But leave his brain here.
Yes.
So his body goes to the
brain just
Bahamas, but the brain just stays exactly where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and just goes blah.
Yeah. Yep.
And then we take that, we char it up, we fry it up, we put it in a frying pan.
Oh, you're thinking like flambeing the brain.
Yeah, or maybe we put it in an oven.
So now it's like,
I don't know.
Now we have like Food Network in on it too.
So this is basically an Extreme Makeover Home Edition, Person Edition, featuring Top Chef.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that could be the one. The podcast.
Yeah, but maybe we also think of some other ideas too. Let's just see what else we have today.
Yeah, I'll humor you for a few backups. But I think that's it. But yeah, let's see what else we got.
Okay. This is a podcast called Bubblerum. And Bubblerum is this is a story. This is a story podcast. About two families that hate each other.
Ooh.
But they are forced to work together to when both families' businesses go bankrupt. Now, one family owns a bubblegum factory, and the other family owns a rum distillery. And so together they say, well, our two products separately aren't working, so why don't we try making bubble rum? And they do that. Now, Joseph, before we spoke off, before you told me all about what your vision for the actual product Bubble Rum is and how we can incorporate that into the podcast.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me a little bit about what Bubble Rum is?
All right, so Bubble Rum, it appears to be like a stick of gum.
Right.
But it gets you fucked up.
Okay.
It's like, imagine that girl from the Willy Wonka movie getting back to Gene Wilder.
Right.
Chewing gum, but every time she chews it, it's like taking a shot of rum.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
That's intense.
It's very highly concentrated with alcohol.
Okay, now how do we make that an enjoyable taste experience?
So you can add... So...
And I think this is the story of the podcast about how they try and make this an enjoyable taste experience. And every week they try something new.
Try adding new flavors to this gum.
These two families. Mm-hmm. The Bubble family and the Rum family.
It's very on the nose.
Very, very on brand for both of them. The funny thing is, though, actually, the Bubble family is the family
making the rum. Oh,
and the Rum family is the one that makes the bubble gum.
Yeah, and it's like,
and it's been very confusing the whole time because actually, the bubble gum was called Rum Bubblegum or Rum's Bubblegum, and now they're making Bubble Rum, and everyone just thinks it's the same thing,
same product.
So they need to get the word out, and that's part of the reason about why they've made the podcast.
And I think what happens over time is that the more these two families who are at odds with themselves discover how much they have in common,
yes,
their product just inherently gets better.
Yeah,
over time.
And they all become like one big happy family.
Yeah.
Big hug.
Big hugs.
And then we have like a sitcom style, like an 80s sitcom style, opener where it's like, they were two families and they didn't like each other. But when the economy tanked, they had to lean on each other.
Bubble Rum.
Bubble Rum! It's really good. Bubble Rum! It'll mess your stuff up. Bubble Rum! Eat it or drink it. I don't know. Chew it. Chew it. That's what you need to do with it. Bubble Rum!
Is better chewed with friends.
That's good. Bubble Rum!
Bubble Rum gotta catch 'em all.
Yes, 150 flavors of
that
Bubble Rum.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And like I said, we're going to have some product integration with this, so we also need to come up with a way to create Bubble
need to make
Rum.
Our actual Bubble Rum, yeah.
Now that's going to be tough because I don't think that's actually possible, to be frank.
Well, it's just like I think it is. I don't know that anyone's ever made alcoholic gum for legal reasons, but I'm not worried about the law.
Now, do you worry about the fact that this will be an appealing product to children?
No.
Have kind of a Joe Camel vibe to it. Kind of a Spuds McKenzie. Is that dog from the 80s?
No idea what you're talking about.
That convinced kids to drink Bud Light.
Oh no, I don't want to do that.
Hey kids, I just want to tell you that Bubblerum is not for you. And I know that makes it all the more appealing. It makes you want to chew/drink it even more. But don't. It's bad PR for us.
There, now we're covered in any
There we
any
go.
legal incident.
Wow,
See?
yeah.
That easy.
Wow, yeah.
That's all it takes.
Bubblerum.
Bubblerum.
I don't know. I think we need to get this to our R&D department ASAP.
Oh, totes.
Should we call them up now?
Yeah. Let's give him a call.
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, Filbert.
Yes. Excuse me. Yes, hello, this is Filbert.
Filbert, you okay over there, buddy? You've been drinking on the job? You coughing over there?
No, I'm sorry. We're currently working on a de-smogger, but for some reason, we put a reverse setting on it, which just makes it a re-smogger, and so it just got very smoggy.
Yeah, that's really great. I'm so enthralled by that. But what I really want you to get working on is this thing we just came up with. It's called Bubblerum.
Oh, Bubblerum. Can you go into some more detail, please?
So it's gum
Okay.
and rum.
Okay.
And do I really need to keep outlining it for you there, Filbert? You think you
Well,
put two and two together?
no, I think I understand mostly. Well, let me see what we can cook up down here.
You can just soak bubble gum in rum. Just put it in a bowl, soak it for a little bit. It'll absorb.
Excuse me. Who's the head of the R&D department?
Yeah, you're the head of the R&D department, Filbert. But that's, that's a subset of the greater organization.
Yeah, Filbert, I don't really like your tone, Filbert. You better watch your step or you'll be on the street. Oh, I'm very jeez. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Filbert, people think we joke around on this podcast, but this is serious business.
Yes, I know.
It's all facade. This jovial nature that Jim and I have, it's all an act. They can never hear this conversation, Filbert.
Yeah, Filbert, shut up.
We would lose them all, Filbert.
Yeah,
and
Filbert.
then you would lose it all.
Oh, gosh, I don't want to lose it all. Okay, well, I'll look into this bubble rum, and I'll get back to you as soon as I have something worth reporting.
Great. Thanks, Filbert. Just soak it in rum. Really not all that hard.
Yeah, all right.
Doing a great job. Keep it up.
All right, why don't... okay.
All right, going through a tunnel, Phil. Bye. Man, why did we hire that guy?
Well, you need the nerds to do the nerd shit.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe we should start. Maybe we should just start putting out some job postings, on ZipRecruiter. I hear about them on every podcast I listen to. So maybe we should take advantage of that. And
yes.
Put out just like a nerd job posting, nerd needed.
Just needed
nerd needed for nerd stuff.
Job needed nerd.
Nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll get on that after we're done here.
Awesome. And I'll just make sure Filbert never sees it.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, let's come up with another podcast because we need to wait to hear from Filbert to really move ahead with Bubblerum.
Yeah, so this is a podcast called Netflix and Mill.
Netflix and Mill. Okay.
So this is a podcast about mill workers.
Okay.
And mill is something I definitely know its function. It involves grain and bread. I believe it's where bread is born. A mill
sort of.
is a place where, where the bread stork drops off new baby bread.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
And
you
mill
know what?
workers,
Yeah,
bring bread into the world.
Yes, they literally birth the bread.
They birth the bread.
They birth the bread in the mill.
And sometimes they watch Netflix because that's a very demanding job. It's life or death. You don't want to lose any bread in delivery. So
sometimes you just gotta relax.
sometimes you just got to kick back.
Kick back with the Netflix.
With the flicks.
With the flicks.
Now, do you think that these mill workers watch any food-based shows, or that's too close to home?
Well, I will say that the most relaxing thing I've ever watched on Netflix is... Actually, no, that's not true. The most relaxing thing I've ever watched on Netflix is How It's Made. The second most relaxing thing I've ever watched on Netflix is The Great British Baking Show.
Okay.
In which they do make a great deal of bread. But it's quite soothing. They're very British. All the people on it, because it's a British show.
Oh, is that what it means by Great British Bake Off?
British Bake Off,
okay.
yes.
All right.
So I would think that, the bread birthers would...
And it's a very serious subject matter, Jim. Collect your thoughts.
Yeah, no, I just don't want to misspeak on the importance of bread birthers. I would think that the bread birthers that work in the mill, I would... I would think...
Bread birthers, do not take our laughter as us putting down your contribution to our society.
I think that the bread birthers are so important, but that doesn't change the fact that alliteration is funny.
Yes, thank you, bread birthers, for all that you do from the bottom of our hearts.
The bread birthers are simply the best. They're the best bread birthers.
You can bet on that.
I will. I'll bet on the best bread birthers. They're the best bread birthers in Bangladesh.
In Bangladesh?
I was just trying to think of a place that started with B. Is there a closer one?
In
Britain. Britain! Jesus! The best bread birthers in Britain
are on Netflix.
Are on
the Great British Baking Show.
Right, and the best bread birthers in Bangladesh and also in American places, we'll watch the best bread birthers in Britain to relax.
Yeah.
And that's what Netflix and Mill is about. It's a podcast about the best bread birthers in Bangladesh and also maybe America, watching Netflix, watching the best bread birthers in Britain.
So meta. I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
And now, do we just listen to the audio of the Great British Baking Show? And
I think it's also like the bread birthers like giving their commentary of like maybe inaccuracies on the show or like how they dramatize it versus like to what it's really like to be a bread birther.
Oh yeah, and be like, oh, that person just made a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, they just proofed that for way too long. Mm-hmm. That's a bad bake, Mary.
God damn it, Mary. And I'm sure like that the bread birthers.
Really, Paul Hollywood is the bread birther. Mary Berry is more about cakes.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Have you never watched the Great British Baking Show? It's quite good.
Add it to the list of things
Highly
I've
recommended.
never seen. I have a hard time with food shows, Jim, because I just want to eat the food all the time.
That's fair, but this is also a competition show, and also it's the most soothing thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
Okay.
Other than How It's Made.
Well, I'll have to watch it for
Have I ever told you the story
reasons.
about how friends and I, in college, we turned on, like, some crazy trippy music and put on How It's Made, and, like, the music, like, lined up with How It's Made, like, perfectly, and it was, like, magical?
No, but I love that story.
Yeah, that's it. That's the whole story.
That's great.
Yeah, so How It's Made, I don't even like to listen to how... Well, I mean, listening the talking and How It's Made is fine, but you can just, like, watch, like, just the repetition of, like, all the machines and how, like, fast they do the things.
Mm-hmm. I also want to throw out there the idea of... This could be, like, the second idea for Netflix and Mill is that it's people who are really absorbed in their phones and headphones walking about, like, a public area, all watching Netflix at the same time.
Right, and they're all milling about.
Yeah, they're milling about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like, bumping into each other and not saying anything because they're all still watching Netflix.
So are we watching the people watch Netflix, and then we're talking about that?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say about those people?
I would turn it into a competition where you make wagers of who is going to bump into who.
Who's going to bump into who? And
will anything?
and will they
say anything?
drop their phone?
Will they drop their phone? Will they say anything?
Will there be like a classic meet cute?
A classic what?
Meet cute.
What does that mean?
How do you?
I live under a rock, Jim.
Yeah, but that's like a writing term. Like two people, like it's especially prevalent in like rom-coms, you know.
Oh,
like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like you like bump into someone and you're like you spill coffee all over yourself. And you're like, oh my god, and then
you realize that they're the answer to your problems.
And then like the guy like is like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Let me clean that up for you. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And the girl's like, oh no, it's fine.
Oh no, it was my fault.
No, it was my fault. And then she looks up and it's like the most handsome man she's ever met. And she's like, oh.
And then that sparks the whole film.
Yes, that's called a meet cute.
Oh yeah, that would definitely happen on this podcast.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's what you hope for. You hope that two people just like randomly look at each other and then make a decision to spend the rest of their lives together. Because that's how relationships work.
No, I'm not gonna go with you on that one.
Oh, come on.
I'm not here to propagate those kind of myths.
I think people know that we're joking.
Get that out of here.
Do you think people who have been listening this far thought I was serious about that?
No, but I'm still not gonna go with you.
Boo. Boo.
Netflix and Mill. Great show. Well, this is a podcast called Tutti Frutti. And this podcast is devoted to all the things that have Tutti Frutti flavors. Like Jolly Ranchers.
And like Blow
Sherbert
Pops.
and Blow Pops.
Mm-hmm.
And we eat those things. And they're good. And we try and understand what kind of fruity flavor is a Tutti.
It's a Tutti. So this is a quest to find the Tutti plant.
Right. It's a quest to understand what is Tutti.
What is Tutti?
We understand what fruity is.
But what is Tutti?
But what is Tutti?
Oh man. It could just be like really flat fruit. You know, like 2D, Tutti Frutti.
Okay. Okay.
So we find like very flat apples.
Flapples.
Flapples and flares.
And flananas.
And flawberries.
And flautermelon.
Yeah. And flangos.
And I think we have to make these fruits using, obviously...
rolling pins?
I was going to go bigger and go a steamroller, but
Ooh.
yes. Like, I don't think rolling pins would work to make like a flautermelon. Unless we sliced the said watermelon.
Yeah.
And
you can work it first.
And rolled it like, if you slice a watermelon and then flatten it to turn it into
sanitation issues with the steamroller, although I love the imagery.
Oh, we would create a very sterile environment.
Like a giant white warehouse where everything is pristine.
Oh, yeah.
And just in the center, there's a steamroller.
Oh, yeah.
And a line of fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we have the budget for that.
Yeah.
Oh, we should probably tell Filbert to, like, clean the warehouse.
Oh, yeah. Call him up.
Yeah, okay. Filbert.
R&D department.
Yeah, okay, Filbert, it's just you. I know it's you there. So put that stop on the Bubblerum. We got the next big.
Oh, jeez, I was just getting to the good part. The rum part.
Phil, stop it. Phil, you are not going to get your way into the creative department of this podcast. Quit trying to crack jokes, Filbert.
You know, comedy is a science.
Okay, all right. Filbert, it's just... You're so lucky this is a phone call. So, we need you to, you know the warehouse we have? First of all, paint it white so it looks sterile.
Okay.
The inside of it entirely painted white.
All right, that
Next,
tracks.
I need you to come by a steamroller and assorted fruits. You're going to line those fruits up, and you're going to flatten them with the steamroller.
Oh, okay, so we kind of have a flautermelon situation here?
Yes, a Flautermelon.
Flautermelon and
My
Flapples.
Yeah, okay, Filbert, quit trying to weasel your way on Mike, Filbert.
Okay.
You're not getting onto this podcast.
All right. I get it.
You think you can handle that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Let me ask you something.
Refuse to be interviewed, Filbert, but go on.
Does my voice sound different than it did before? Because
Filbert, your voice is a constant annoyance to me, if that answers your question.
I've been working on something to try and get my voice to be a little bit less nasally in my free time, and I just wanted to know if it's been working.
Stick to R&D, Filbert. Just stick to R&D, all right?
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Filbert.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. I know you want to hear it, Filbert. I love you too, okay? All right, now can we hang up?
Yes.
All right, Jesus. God, that guy's so needy.
Yeah, what a guy.
So needy.
What a guy.
If it wasn't for that one meat cute,
yeah,
he never
I
stuck
appreciate
around.
you. I appreciate you managing all the help. I just really didn't want to.
I don't
really don't want to deal with that aspect of the production.
It didn't start off that way with Filbert. You know, like I said, there was that one meat cute, and then things went fine, and he was like, "Oh, I can help you with all your podcast problems. Oh, I'm sorry I spilled that coffee on you," and everything was great. But what they don't tell you about meat cutes is eventually, you know, that shit just wears off. And it becomes like another.
And then you just have an annoying guy running the R&D department.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there.
God. Life's
We've
hard.
all been there.
It's a really tough job.
Yeah, life's hard. Then you die. So we're gonna find the 2D fruity.
Mm-hmm. The 2D fruity.
By making flapples and floranges and flananas and flautermelon and
flapes.
Flapes. Yes, flapes. So I think we've got some good ideas going on.
We need to give them time to cook. See how they do.
Yes, and we literally need to give them time to like soak.
Yeah.
As in
into
bubble
Bubblerum.
rum. Yeah. So I think we just need to kind of let it rest there, and we'll come back and debrief next week, maybe.
Yeah, and there's no reason to stop trying to come up with other ideas.
Exactly.
It can't hurt.
And who knows? Maybe we'll forget all about these ideas in a week, and just come up with new ones.
Yeah, almost like every week will be its own standalone thing.
Right. Exactly.
Crazy.
It's
hard to keep up this continuity.
I know.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Well, thanks for listening, Mom.
Wow.
Really
yeah,
appreciate
thanks,
it.
Mom. What? Filbert, what are you doing here?
Hello, I just wanted to come by and right before you called, I did finish the first very basic prototype for the Bubblerum. And I just wanted to bring it by.
Have you been chewing the Bubblerum, Filbert? Oh my God, Filbert. Filbert.
I thought I hit it, so wow.
No, yeah. Well, at least we know it works.
Here, try it.
Wait, Filbert, where is it?
The only prototype was in my mouth.
You're lucky you said that after I chewed it, but it lost none of its problems.
All right, well, this is gross.
Filbert, you're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
Filbert, you're my best friend. I'm only mean to you because I know it produces such good results, and Filbert, you work so hard.
Thank you.
You work so hard.
Okay, I was just gonna lie.
Sometimes.
I'm gonna lie down.
Filbert,
right?
have you ever thought about burning your brain? You ever thought about just like unplugging, Filbert, and burning your brain? I can help you with that.
I really could use a good brain burning.
Yeah. Okay.
I really could use a good brain burning.
Well, I got a dull butter knife and a whole lot of matches, Filbert.
Okay,
so let's
hold on.
make
I'm
this
just
thing
gonna
happen.
take a nap real quick, and then we can.
Okay. Remember to tell your friends, kids, if you like the podcast, subscribe, download.
Okay, all right.
Podcast.
Okay, yeah. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your mom. Give us 5 stars on iTunes. Hit us up on social media. Hit us up on the emails. You know where we're at. We love you very much. And clearly, Bubblerum is a work in progress. So we'll.
I almost choked in my sleep.
Oh, I wouldn't have let that happen.
Oh,
That's why you said almost. Because if it really happened, I would have saved you.
thanks, buddy.
All right, goodbye. We love you.
Bye.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, Mom.